This video was brought to you by Yamaha Proven Off-Road ATVs and side-by-side vehicles.
Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and this is my long-term review of the Martin AXON 40 target bow. This bow is a 39-inch axle-to-axle bow with a 7-inch brace height and an IBO rated speed of 328 feet per second. I've got this bow set up at just a hair over 29.5 inches of draw length and full 60 pounds of draw weight, which is maxed out on these particular limbs. This bow for me is dressed up with a Sherlock sight, a specialty archery scope, lens, and peep sight, and a bright sight arrow rest with Doinker Platinum stabilizers and the Doinker Mighty Mount stabilizer mount, which is easily my favorite mount in the industry that I've tried so far. So on to the AXON impressions. At first, I really didn't get along with this bow. It was the main issue I had was how the grip felt. The bow initially came with like an aluminum plate that was bolted onto the side of the riser to kind of just to basically keep your hand in place. And if you could take that off and it was dead flush, you just had a flat spot over there. But I found that my hand would rise up a little bit. So with the aluminum plate on, it really dug into my finger, and I just really didn't enjoy shooting the bow all that much. Then I decided to try to experiment, and I bought some Sugru, which just cost me a couple of bucks, maybe $10, and built my own kind of shelf extension here out of Sugru material, and now it feels perfect. The grip I always liked on this bow. It is flat on the front, which is just what I'm looking for out of a target grip. It's not too narrow. I would say it's maximum width for what I'm comfortable with, which is good. It fits me great. And now it's just comfortable to shoot as any other bow, and I really wish I came up with that Sugru solution ages before I did. It was like a $10 fix on a problem that could have been solved easily. Beyond that, the bow itself shoots really nice. I would say it came from the factory at about 80% let off, which is more than I want out of a target bow personally. So all I did, the bottom draw stop is a limb stop. So I just brought that in just a little bit, and I advanced the top cam. And I brought the let off down probably at around 70%, 72% right now. I would maybe want to bring it in a little bit more, but I'm shooting it fine as is. And yeah, for the last month or so, that's what I've been playing with. I got that advice from Jeff Hopkins, offered me that, Shane Wills, 2 Martin Pros. So thank you guys for the advice and making this bow shoot much better for me. It was just a little hard to hold steady enough for me at 80%. I just can't shoot a bow as consistently as I otherwise would with a 70% let off kind of bow, or 65 even. The draw cycle itself on this one is it's a fairly easy 60-pound pull. It is not super aggressive. It's a little bit, the cable slide catches a little bit when you're at full draw sometimes, so you can kind of feel it go tick 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 a little bit. And it's not terribly inconvenient or anything like that. It's just not as smooth as maybe a roller glide would be. And it's at the wall, it's fairly solid because it's got a bottom limb stop, so you can pull in as hard as you like if that's your thing. I normally prefer a little bit of cushion in the wall, but the top stop is not a limb stop, so there's a little bit more, I guess, pull through up there that I would like to have with my release style, which is always a hinge. The bow itself, accuracy wise, shoots great. It shoots as well as I can shoot. I'm not probably the most consistent as some other bows I've tested in the past, but my highs with this bow were very good. I've shot some very nice scores for this bow, for me anyway. And I think I would probably shoot it a lot better if I was shooting this bow all the time as one bow. But because of what I'm doing with my job, I shoot 10 different bows, and sometimes it's hard to get as consistent as you would like. But beyond that, shooting the bow has become a real pleasure, especially since I've put the new Sugru extension on the shelf, and I'm really kind of overall liking how the bow feels. Speed-wise, I shot this bow in a previous video with through the chronograph with a 350 grain arrow with my setup at about 292 feet per second, and a 406 grain arrow, which is my general tournament arrow, the one I generally play with, at about in the 260-ish range somewhere. If you check that prior video, you'll see exactly what the numbers were. But plenty fast for me for target archery. I'm not an unknown 3D shooter. If I was, you can easily shoot this bow at 70 pounds because there's lots of valley, which is nice, and the draw cycle is not aggressive at all. So I would comfortably shoot this bow a lot higher poundage if I needed to, shoot unknown distances where I'm trying to gain those extra feet per second. But I mean, even at 60 pounds with a 350 grain arrow, I'm pushing maximum already with a 292. So I could, you know, even at 62, 63 pounds, I'd be about at the limit I would be allowed to go at anyway. So the bow gets really quite good speed. And again, holds on target well overall. Again, I like the grip a lot. The inlays are kind of cool. A little throwback to Martin's, you know, like traditional bow history with these little inlays in there, which look really nice. Fit and finish is it's good. It is not what you see on like an $1,800 bow or anything like that. But this bow is, you know, you can get this for about $1,100 brand new. That's there's not a lot of kind of top-notch target bows you're going to get at that price point. And so you'll see things like that bolt-on shelf instead of like an actual more metal coming out from the one piece. I would assume they did that to save a little bit of money on the riser, because if the shelf extended out here, that would just be all that extra bit of aluminum that you would have to be throwing away basically. So you understand there's sacrifices to make to keep a really good target bow at $1,100, which that's what they've done here. So there's little things like that which you have to think about. But is it worth $700 to you to have maybe a shelf come out all the way or anything else? That's entirely up to you. But for $1,100, it's hard to beat this as a target bow. It's a lot of value packed in here. Other things to think about is this RRAD weight distribution system. Basically, you can unscrew these things, and they've got little weights inside, and you can move them left to right or take them out entirely, and just to find the balance you like with your bow. I haven't played with it a lot, just because I haven't felt the need to, but it's a neat little thing you can do. So there's weights on the left and right. You can swap one out. You can just have the weights on the left, just have the weights on the right, whatever you like. It's an interesting way Martin has come to help you customize your bow to make it how you want to get it. One bonus on this bow is it comes stock with Gas Pro bowstrings, which are as good as anything in the industry. So these are not strings you're going to need to replace. I know a lot of target guys like to put on, you know, custom strings as soon as they get it home, but if your bow's coming from the factory with Gas Pro strings, you're not really going to need to worry about that. So that's a nice added bonus from Martin as well, especially at that, again, $1,100-ish price point. So ArcheryTalk, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned in a little while. I'm going to have some more reviews on other target bows, and then we'll compile that with a 2019 target bow shootout. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and we'll see you again soon.